Microbots that can walk, fly, swim, climb, crawl, and do various tasks like delivering drugs in our bodies, identifying cancers, destroying tumors. Several innovations have been made around the globe. Yes, you heard that right. The robotic revolution. Aren't these micro-robots amazing? Micro-robotics, an emerging field of research wherein cross-fusion of microtechnology and robotics takes place, is fast paving the way for the development of robots that are smaller than a human hair. So open your eyes, stare at these fantastic mini and super micro robots. Number 10. Aries Drone. This drone's size is only 3 cm by 3 cm by 2 cm, not bigger than a fly. This can rotate 360 degrees and is very easy to carry. Beginners are able to manipulate it easily with its headless mode design and not worry about the flying direction. When it comes to flying into things and or accidental crash landings, the Aries is pretty durable. The low mass and small size help keep it from damaging itself or other objects. Whether you're learning or just flying loose and reckless, a serious crash is bound to happen sooner or later. In such instances, the Aries ends up fine. But you're probably going to have to hunt for propellers, which can and will pop off and scatter with wild abandon. Even though the props are made of plastic, they too are sufficiently durable. Number 9. Micro Tug Robot. The Micro Tug Robot is a small battery-powered robot that has a processor, motor driver, and tile-controllable adhesive. It can pull objects that is larger than its weight by sticking its body on the surface and pulling a tow cable. Micro Tug can pull objects that is 2,000 times of its weight. The part that uses tension to tow cable to be able to pull heavy objects is a servo motor, while the spool is a cylinder that winded the cable. A winch is a mechanical device close to a pulley or a typical lever tool that is usually used in industrial process application. With this winch and spool setup combined with a sticky adhesive, this servo motor is able to pull heavy objects weighing more than its weight. How does it work? The robot uses 2 simple wheels to scoot around and then drops onto its sticky belly when it needs to pull an object. A built-in winch then pulls the object briefly, allowing the little robot some slack to move forward a little on its wheels. It can repeat this process ad nauseum, allowing it to pull huge objects without much trouble. Number 8. SRI Micro Robots. The SRI Micro Robots are controlled by magnetic field generated by PCB. It is able to straightly climb up the wall and move fast on circuit PCB. The average speed could be 35 centimeters every second. The really fast speed might make you feel like it's an illusion. This insect-sized robot could cooperate en masse to rapidly build prototypes, small electronics, even custom circuit boards. This robot is propelled entirely with electromagnets so they can move in ways that other robots can't. SIR adds that they could eventually be used for military and space applications, since they depend entirely upon magnets, not gravity, to move from place to place. These little things could perhaps one day build and repair things in outer space. Number 7. Robo-Bee. The Robo-Bee is an insect-inspired robot with potential uses in crop pollination, search and rescue missions, surveillance, as well as high-resolution weather, climate, and environmental monitoring, which makes it the busiest among all the robots. This tiny Robo-Bee, pioneered at the Harvard Microbotics Lab, can perch on a variety of surfaces using electrostatic adhesion. Just as newly tumble-dried clothes cling to each other, the Robo-Bee uses the science of positive and negative electric charges to cling to surfaces such as ledges and trees. Once it is perched, the Robo-Bee clicks off its propeller wings, saving its energy and increasing the length of its mission. Although seemingly insignificant, longer battery lives could have serious implications for other scientific and robotic fields. Researchers say that the Robo-Bee's perching technology could advance the field of microrobotics and its range of applications when exploring the depths of land and sea deemed unsafe for humans to travel. Number 6. Festo Ant Bionic Ants. The Festo ant bionic ants, like ants from the nature, is able to cooperate with each other under clear rules. The micro-robots can communicate with each other and coordinate their actions and movements to show how individual components working as a network to complete a complicated task. With the advantage of piezoelectric, the bionic ants can be precisely controlled to work without much energy and space. The ants communicate between themselves to coordinate their actions and movements, and small groups of them can manipulate objects much larger than themselves by pushing and pulling together. The Festo ant has a 3D stereo camera system in their heads, and their antennae actually work as a battery charging contacts when pressed against a powered rail. Moving parts like legs and mandibles are made of a total of 20 trimorphic piezo-ceramic bending transducers, which move rapidly and efficiently while remaining durable with minimal space requirements. Underneath the ants, there's an optical sensor that allows them to navigate using infrared markings on the floor, and their cameras can also localize based on landmarks. Each ant is 13.5 centimeters long and weighs 105 grams. Number 5. Water Striders Robot. In 2012, roboticists from Harbin Institute of Technology in China published a paper on jumping micro-robots inspired by water striders. Water striders are little insects that spend their existence skating around on the surface of lakes, ponds, and streams, relying on surface tension to keep them dry and happy. Water striders are also able to jump, which substantially ups the difficulty on the whole not sinking thing since they have to somehow exert a substantial amount of force on the surface of the water without breaking through. How do they do it? South Korean researchers built a robotic water strider to find out. The robot's feet are made of nickel foam, and although the robot weighs 11 grams, it can jump 14 centimeters high, which is quite impressive. The 68-milligram robot that the researchers designed to mimic this behavior is based closely on real water striders. The wire legs are coated with super hydrophobic material and curve up at the toes just like the real insect. The muscle that does the jumping is a bio-inspired torque traversal catapult that's based on the leg of a flea. When it's triggered, it applies a gradually increasing amount of torque to the legs of the robot, driving them smoothly downwards and achieving a maximum vertical acceleration of just under 14 Gs. Number 4. Origami Robot. We all know that the origami is an ancient Japanese paper art technique which allows the folding of large two-dimensional sheets into a compact volume by careful arrangement of creases. Interestingly, the use of folds and creases to develop hierarchical complex structures can be widely found in nature, including the development of an embryo, leaves in a plant, and insect wings. Recent years have seen significant growth in the adaptation of this technique at all length scales to develop devices and applications in photonics, mechanical metamaterials, and medicine. The micro-robot, like origami, is only about 1/3 of a gram. It can swim, climb steep slopes, walk through rugged routes, and even bear the weight of 2 times heavier than itself. In addition to self-folding polymer, the material to build the robot is only the magnets on its back, which can be controlled by exterior magnetic fields. The developers have created new versions of origami robots with more advanced functions. Number 3. Starfish Bot. Drawing inspiration from starfish, scientists in Japan have developed a robot that can maintain its movement even when one of its limbs is damaged. Looking like a starfish, the tiny robot has great contributions to the human body. It helps deliver high-dose medicines to the human body, clean the blood clots, execute tissue section, and even create stent to grow new cells. All the robots do benefits the expansion of medical science, helps doctors diagnose and precisely execute target therapy. It's believed that these bots could give doctors a less invasive way to screen for colon cancer. When performing a biopsy, doctors will typically collect tissue with a needle attached to a syringe, or make a small cut to access the area surgically. Number 2. Micro Scallops. The scallop-like micro-swimming robot is able to open and close its shell with different speeds and go through the sticky liquid. Therefore, the mini-robot can be applied to the research and treatment of heart diseases caused by sticky blood and benefit on human health. These micro-robo scallops move back and forth to swim through blood, eyeball fluids, and other liquids inside our body. The scientists believe mimicking the way a true scallop swims is ideal due to a number of reasons. They don't require batteries or even motors, just the energy provided by an external magnetic field. but it's just providing energy input and not dragging the robot around directly as other microbots do. And there are plenty of kinds of micro-scale reciprocal actuators that could be used, like piezoelectrics, bimetal strips, shape memory alloys, or heat or light actuated polymers. There's lots of design optimizations that can be made as well, like making the microscallop more streamlined or optimizing its surface morphology, whatever that means. And for number 1, the micro-motor powered nanobots. Nanobots can be seen as the cross-subject cooperation and expand the vision of artificial mechanics and medical science. Researchers create the pipe-like zinc-coated micro-robots as white as hair. In the experiment, once it's in the guinea pig's intestines, zinc will cause hydrogen bubbles and react with gastric acid. Then, the nanobots will enter the intestines, stick on the stomach wall, and melt. The contents in the pipe will be delivered to the stomach. These nanobots have been previously used on organic tissue, but this marks as the first time that it was tested on a living organism. The success of this test leads researchers behind the study to further explore the technology as a way to deliver targeted drugs in humans. So, there's no guarantee that this will be implemented, but it is exciting research. And that is our list for the top 10 best tiny robots. We still have a lot of videos coming about robots and technology, so please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell to get the latest updates of our videos. Which of those tiny robots piqued your interest? Tell us about it in the comments section below. Once again, this is ElectroTech5, signing out.